Hey, it's Clay at claytrader.com. This will be my top 10 stocks as we head into Friday, August 4th. This will be a technical analysis breakdown. So if you're someone that uses charts within your trading, or maybe you're just interested in learning more about charts and how they can be used as a tool to help make good decisions as a trader, this would be a video for you. Real quick, a couple of clarifications. Number one, the candlestick you see right there will be moving around. That is because the market's still open for a small amount of time. But I like to do these videos when the market is still open because sometimes we can capture some really interesting late day price movement. And then second, I'll be using the 30-minute time frame, meaning each one of these candlesticks here represents 30 minutes worth of time. So stock number one here, NKLA, a little bit of a tricky chart to talk about because there is a lot of perspective that goes into it. What do I mean by that? If you're a day trader, flipper, scalper, whatever you want to call yourself, and you were buying right there and your plan was to buy and sell within 7 minutes, well then from that standpoint, the chart looks really, really bad because there's no doubt about it. There was this pullback. Well, it's pretty bad. There we go. There was this pullback here that has taken place. With that being said, if you care about the bigger picture point of view, then a key question you're going to be asking and saying is, okay, yeah, fair enough, the price pulled back, but what was happening before this pullback? And you'd answer that question, well, the price made this huge move up right here, which now has given me the ability to draw a bull flag pattern. So is this a bad or good looking chart? I don't know. You know, that's going to depend on what your strategy was going in, which I don't know. So from the bigger picture point of view, everything is perfectly fine. And just to add in a little bit more context to that and squeeze things down, you can see that the overall trend is still very clearly in the upwards direction. So higher highs is the name of the game, and that's exactly what took place today, putting it in the higher high and the higher low. So from an overall trend building standpoint, that is by far what matters most. Next one here, TTOO, nice looking chart here, very, very nice looking pattern. So let's get this pattern in play. And as I draw this pattern, please realize I'm not trying to imply that I'm the only person that's seen this or, noticed this. In fact, I think a lot of people have noticed it and are drawing in these same exact lines. So let me change that to green to represent more so the bullish part of it. And let me just map this out here, keep it one color to make it easier to see. So we have our resistance, we have our support, we have the huge move up right here. For you golfers out here, we'll make it a little bit more visual. Put the golf hole down here. This would be known as a bull pennant pattern. Again, I think a lot of people have noticed this. And I say all that because when a lot of people are watching the same pattern and wondering the same thing, call it a self-fulfilling prophecy, call it whatever you want, it can produce some very dynamic movement. So while there is no such thing as a guarantee, is it plausible? Is it valid to think that the price could come up here, and if it breaks up through that level, that break in and of itself create additional buying pressure? That is certainly a more than plausible outcome to keep an eye on. So if you like penny stocks, if you like bull pennant patterns, definitely keep an eye on this one. Next one, YELL. Been tracking this one on a very routine basis. Going to go ahead and get rid of this line down here as it served its purpose for now. And we'll just start off with the levels of support. So first level of support right here at $3.30 denoted right there. And then if that level can't quite hold up, then more so the overarching level of support is going to be that purple line right there, which on my chart, it's a very well-known, the very famous 50-period moving average. So for those of you that like pullbacks, keep an eye on those couple levels. In terms of levels of resistance, the area here that you got to think a lot of people are going to be watching. Again, nothing fancy here. Got to think a lot of people have the ability, let me bring that down, to draw that trend line right there. And therefore, a lot of people watching the same levels wondering the same thing. Is it a guarantee? No. But is it valid to think that the price can come up here and break through that line, that break in and of itself could create additional buying pressure? In my mind, that is certainly a plausible outcome. So some well-defined levels. Overall, though, squeezing this down, you can see that this thing is remaining in a good, solid overall uptrend. So let's see if it can close the week strong on Friday. Next one here, MULN, and there's no doubt about it, very, very explosive move here. So up here, good solid move. Now there is a bit of a pullback here, and the big question now with this pullback is, okay, is this the beginning of the end? Is this overall chart still truly strong? And I have no idea, but by using charts, we can make answering that question very straightforward. And in my mind, it all revolves around right here at 13.5 cents. Why is that level so important? Now, I'm not going to say this is what's going to occur, but just for example's sake, let's say the price comes down here and then breaks down below it. What would you have at that point in time? You would quite literally have the price having gone right back to where it was. And I mean, not to insult your intelligence, but price movements that explode upwards and then go right back to where they were, not exactly a sign of genuine power. But to be fair, nothing can go straight up. So maybe the price comes down here, but in this situation behaves like that and then starts to curl itself back upwards. Now, all of a sudden, what do you have? Well, you'd have a set of lows right here. You'd have those lows down there, and if you envision each of those as stair-steps, you now have stair-steps making progress in the upwards direction, and that's what a truly strong move is going to do. It's going to show signs of progress, and again, in this situation, quote-unquote, the sign of progress is staying above 13.5 cents. So explosive move today, a bit of a bigger pullback here, but there is still the opportunity to build that higher base, so let's see if the chart can get that job done or not on Friday. Next one here, AMC, and a pretty eventful day, at least from a charting standpoint, and that has to do with this red line here that I've talked about time and time again in past videos, but the chart you can see there has finally broken above that level, so got the break, made the move up, pulled back a little bit, but overall, it's a healthy pullback. What would not have been healthy was a breakout here, and then all of a sudden the price just collapsed and goes right back to where it was, but that's not what happened here, so I'll go ahead and get rid of that line as it served its purpose for now. So that's the context going into tomorrow, is there is this trend line breakout underway, not just a question of can this breakout get more continuation. And the next level here that's looking like could be a potential problem area right here at, technically speaking, looks like $4.98, but let's just call it $5. Next key level being right there at $5, which you can see over the history of things has presented some problems. But I would agree that there's probably a self-fulfilling prophecy type component here too, where enough people are watching that big old round number of $5 to think that if the price gets up there and pushes up through it, that break could very well create additional buying pressure. And then as far as levels of support are concerned, let me squeeze this down here a little bit. That pink line there, I've talked time and time about, and it's still completely relevant. It still matters. It's just not as relevant because instead of the price being right above it or a little bit more above it, now the price is way above it, which is a good problem to have. If the more and more that line becomes irrelevant because the price gets further and further away from it, that is the good thing, and that's what you want to see. But on any sort of pullback here, pink line down there is by far the level that's going to matter most. But I think most people are probably watching and most interested in that $5 mark and whether or not the price can get the break of it or not. Real quick, want to personally pause and get you invited to this free live online class that I'm offering here actually very soon. So if you've been enjoying what you've seen and you want to learn more about this tool and how it should be used to build consistency and manage risk, then definitely get signed up for the free class. If you're watching on YouTube, there's a link down in the description box. Or if you're watching at my site, there's an area right there on the webpage. Now, one special note, it is a genuine live event. So a couple different scenarios here. Maybe you already have something on your schedule tonight, or maybe you're watching this Friday and you've just completely missed it. It will be recorded, and I will get that uploaded. So if you're interested in seeing a replay of it, just send me an email to clay@claytrader.com, and I'd be happy to send you a link to it. Now, if you can make it live, then definitely get signed up. But if not, for whatever reason, go ahead, email me, and I'd be happy to send you a link to the replay after it's all done and I get it uploaded. Next one here, ADMP, and I should have put this at a different location because it's that same general question as MULN. Remember, that's the one that made the big move up and then it pulled back, and we had to ask ourselves the question, is this truly a strong move? So same general idea here. So from that point, I'm going to move through it a lot quicker. So in other words, what do we need to look for now? Stay with me. Well, we need to find ourselves a progress point so that we can define whether or not this thing is actually making progress. And in my opinion, that progress point right down here at $1.63. Again, just to reiterate, if the price were to come down here and break below it, well, that's putting the price right back to where it was. Not a sign of true power for a price to explode and then go right back to where it was. But if the price can come down here, curl around and head back upwards, well, then when you envision these things as stair steps, so you have a stair step there, you have a stair step there, what are they doing? Well, they're making progress in the upwards direction, and that's what you want to see. So yes, big movement today, big volume. There has been a pullback, but is there some genuine strength behind this overall move? Let's see if the price can show progress, and again, progress being defined as $1.63. Next one here, AMD, and I did this one right because same exact premise once again. Got to give credit where credit's due. Very nice bounce here, a little bit of a pullback. So is this just a healthy pullback? Is this thing going to show signs of progress, or is this just a dead cat bounce today? Well, let's find our progress point, which comes in the form of a foundational rule in charting, which states when levels of resistance are broken and closes above, you want to see them act as support. So right here at 111.50 was that area of resistance headed into today. So if the price were to come down here and be able to maintain above it, well, then you'd have a very beautiful sign of progress because you'd have a low right there. You'd have those lows down there, which I talked about yesterday. And then, yes, you would still have signs of progress. So same general idea here. Nice move on AMD. Is there genuine power behind it? Let's see if it can show progress by staying above 111.50. And then in terms of areas of resistance, key level here seems to be right here at the top of this range at the 115 mark. So keep an eye on that. But overall, like I said, great move. But let's see if it continue to show progress. Next one here, TSLA Tesla. Nice move today. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of that line down there as it served its purpose and then make the first update, which you've already heard me say when levels of resistance are broken and closed above, you want to see them act as support. So 255.50 now going to be a key level to watch moving forward from the support level if there is a pullback. But the very interesting dynamic here is because it's a double whammy. We have this red line here that I talked about previously, but you also have that purple line there if you look closely, the 50 period moving average, and both these levels are not the exact same to the penny, but I think we can all agree very well within the same general area. And you can see as of right now, this double whammy is pushing the price back downwards, which brings about an, always an exciting question. Okay, sure, maybe the bears are winning right now, but are the bulls going to ultimately win out on Friday and ultimately, get up there, push through it, and then create another surge of momentum? That's also a very valid question to be asking. And nobody knows what's going to happen in the future, but a watch list is all about finding interesting situations, and not randomly rushing out and buying stuff, but watching and seeing how things continue to play out. So if you find this scenario pretty interesting in terms of, okay, are the bulls eventually going to turn back around and get a breakout? So if, like I said, you find these sorts of scenarios worthwhile, then I definitely keep an eye on it on your watch list. Next one here, NIO, and a very, very nice move today, especially when you factor that just on Wednesday, the price gapped all the way down here. Now, all of a sudden, the price is all the way back up here a couple days later. Very, very impressive bounce, and definitely get some updates here made. So first, ideal level of support, meaning Clay, what would make this chart look the absolute best? That would be if the price can stay up above $15.25. With that being said, if it does not hold, not the end of the world, because not that far away, you then have the purple line right there, the 50-period moving average. So you'll want to keep an eye on that in the event the 15.25 mark fails. But yes, if 15.25 can indeed hold strong, that'd be a very, very impressive sign of power. In terms of levels of resistance, key level to watch, nothing fancy here. Literally just a question of, okay, well, where did the party find? Actually, let's do this. I think a lot of people are probably drawn in a trend line like that, because in all actuality, what we have here, another way of looking at the chart, is a bull flag. So yes, the price is currently in a downwards channel, but again, assuming you care about the bigger picture point of view, what are you going to say? Well, yeah, fair enough. It's downtrending now. What happened before the downtrend? Well, you had this huge move up. So there is the bull flag pattern if you want to look at that way also. But moral of the story here, very, very impressive movement. And this thing is putting in back again highs. So the higher highs and higher lows continue. Next, TQQQ, which is an ETF that measures the NASDAQ. So if you believe that the NASDAQ market as a whole is going to rise, this one will also rise. And it's a very popular ETF because it just allows you access to the NASDAQ at a much lower price point. But we have a very, very interesting dynamic here. And this will mean more to those of you that watched yesterday's video. But if you did, then hopefully you remember me talking about both this red line here as resistance and this level right here as support. And I mean the power of charts. So I'll turn that into a quick plug. Go get signed up for that free class, or just send me an email so I can send you a link to the replay. But more of the story here, nothing has really changed. I would just say that things have gotten that much more relevant, because now there's going to be that many more people that have noticed, oh, look at this. 4250 is indeed a level of resistance. You can see right here was a problem point, and then that's right where it got rejected today. And then there's other people going to say, oh yeah, wow, 4160 is indeed a level of support. You had support there, and then support earlier on in the day right there, and then this afternoon right there. So you're going to have all sorts of people watching it. You're going to have bulls watch it and saying, I want to try to play a breakout to the upside. You're going to have bears watching it saying, no, I'm getting ready to short to the downside. And then you're going to have other people, channel players saying, no, I just want to continue to play this chop back and forth. So you're going to have all sorts of traders and a variety of people watching this, but everybody is going to be still watching the same levels, because these levels now stand out that much more. So as far as this one is concerned, 4250 key level of resistance, 4160 key level of support. So that wraps up the top 10 list. Again, if you like what you saw here, then definitely get signed up for that free class. But if you can't make it live, then like I said earlier, it will be recorded. So go ahead, drop me an email, clay@claytrader.com. All I ask is just for a little patience, because it is truly live. So the event first does need to happen. Then I got to get it uploaded, and then I'd be happy to send you a link to that replay. As far as these top 10 videos are concerned, if you enjoy these, please do two things for me. Hit that like button, leave a comment below, even if it's just saying hi or thumbs up, or tell me the ticker symbol that you traded today or you're watching tomorrow. But those two things help out the channel. They communicate to me that you are enjoying. And as long as I know that you as a subscriber and viewer are enjoying, then I will continue to put in the time and effort to get these watch list videos out to you. So again, hit that like button, leave a comment below. Go get signed up for that free class. Hopefully I'll see you here in just a few hours, or drop me an email.